Hey guys, what up? It's your boy Psycho Bliad back at it again with another spectacularly Fraser burnt video. Happy Thanksgiving! That's right, today's Turkey Day. Well, at the time of me recording this video, when it goes up tomorrow, it'll be Black Friday. So I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys have a prosperous Black Friday. So why do I say Fraser burnt? Well, I went to go see Frozen 2 yesterday with my sisters, some co-workers, my best friend's sister, which ended up being a total of 7 people. All of us had a blast watching the movie. But when I came home, like in hindsight, I did have some issues with Frozen 2. So without further ado, let's jump into my thoughts on Frozen 2. This first part is my spoiler-free general review. Frozen 2 is a blast to watch, and I recommend it to anyone, even people who didn't like the first movie, since Frozen 2 is vastly different in a multitude of ways from the first Frozen. Frozen 2 has darker themes, but the comedy makes up for what the kids may not understand. Music is great, the movie looks gorgeous, and overall, it's an instant classic. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's jump into a more in-depth look at Frozen 2. Spoilers from here on out. So, there were a lot of things I really liked about Frozen 2. First, I like the music. All the songs were great. I love Kristoff's 90s pop song Lost in the Woods so much, but I feel like the standout song of the movie is Into the Unknown, and to a lesser extent, Show Yourself. Into the Unknown is super catchy, but I wouldn't call it the Let It Go equivalent. That would go to Show Yourself, since the two are both about self-acceptance. Some Things Never Change needs more time to grow on me personally. When I'm Older is meh, and All Is Found freaking slaps. Next up, the animation. The movie is, no surprise here, absolutely gorgeous. Some shots of the movie look like real photos of the forest and of the ocean. For me, the most beautiful scene in the movie is when Elsa rides the Knock to prevent the water from destroying Arendelle. It was very whimsical, while also being Lord of the Ringsy, which I adore. The particle effects were top-notch with all of Elsa's ice magic, the fire, the wind, even to an extent the earth. Next we have the characters. I loved Bruni the Salamander. He was so adorable. Maybe not as cute as Pascal, but he's a close second, believe me. I also liked the Knock a lot more than I thought I would, since the trailer showed him as a vicious, murderous equestrian. Same goes for Gale. I'm going to go with he for all of them. He was fun. I feel like the Earth Giants were kind of underutilized, but they seemed interesting enough. For humans, I really liked Matthias, Yelena, and Ryder. Honeymarin was whatever, but Matthias is such an adorable goofball. I really, really liked him. Same with Ryder. I mean, how could I not love the voice of Dipper Pines coming from a Frozen movie? Is it bad that I now see what Dipper and Elsa shippers were seeing? I'm gonna be real with y'all. I genuinely did not know Yelena was a woman until she started speaking, but after I found that out, I thought she was pretty cool. Although not new characters, I love what they did with Iduna and Agnar. I love the character they gave them, the motives, and I desperately wish we could have seen so much more of them. I also really enjoyed Olaf in this movie. He was funny, but not in a childish way, in a profound and relatable way. I have found that a lot of people have been consistently complaining about Kristoff in this movie, but I really didn't have a problem with him. He was cute, a little underutilized, albeit, but I can't help but love a guy who's been trying to propose to his girlfriend all movie but can't help but mess up trope. Elsa and Anna in this movie were amazing. Per the norm, I loved Elsa's character arc. Anna's as well. I feel like there was some stuff that felt kind of out of character, but in the end, these people are the ones who created the characters, so I won't question it too much. Like with Elsa going, she kind of seemed reckless in this movie, and Anna seemed like the more level-headed one, which was an interesting change of dynamic. I'll give them that. Now, let's talk about some of the things I had problems with in Frozen 2. The plot. The plot of Frozen 2 is convoluted. Now, while I was watching the movie, I didn't really notice any of the glaring plot elements, but shortly after I left the theater, my mind flooded with a ton of questions. How on earth did Agnar not know his wife was Northuldra? How did he not notice a new girl in Arendelle who had no parents? Why didn't she tell him she was Northuldra? What consequences would have come from her sharing that with him? Why didn't she tell him it was her who saved him? Who was the Fit Spirit before Elsa? Was it Athala? Valhalla? I don't know how to say it. Atalahala? Is Elsa Atalahala? Does she now have the power to be all-knowing? I mean, she did make those ice statues of past people, so maybe those are just some of the questions that haunted my dreams. I also didn't like the plot point of Elsa and Anna's grandfather Bernard being just written off as an unredeemable bad guy like Hans. Give him some character. Explain to us why he didn't trust the Northuldra. It's just your fear is not a good enough answer. Also, the past is not what it appears to be twist was not as groundbreaking as the writing staff seemed to have thought it was. It's quite obvious that the Northuldra didn't start the fight. I mean, natives being portrayed as villains, I can't even imagine that. So the fact that their grandfather did it was pretty much assumed as soon as Agnar told the story. Those are most of my issues with Frozen 2. Personally, I think a Frozen 3 could easily fix those problems. I would go about fixing them by further expanding the parents' backstories, including Bernard, and not just writing him off as nothing but a bad guy. Explain why he believes so little of magic and magic users. Give him some purpose. Maybe, shoot, give him a redemption arc, since I'm a sucker for those. Of course, that means he and maybe Agnar and Iduna would have to be revealed to still be alive for it to work, which I have absolutely no problem with. Introduce more spirits. The spirit of winter. And expand the lore. I think they had something going for them when the Northuldra said they worshipped the sun. Have them believe the sun created the forest spirits and introduce some malevolent spirits from the moon. Or, Jack, mother flippin' Frost. Just something to expand the lore and create tension in the third film, since there was no antagonist per se in the second film, and it kind of felt lacking in that area. In the end, I have one more question. Does this make Elsa a princess? I mean, she relinquished her title of queen, so is she the princess of Arendelle once again? Because I don't mind calling her Princess Elsa and calling Anna Queen Anna just to shake things up. The epilogue was great, although I thought it was a tad too on the nose with the ending of Rob Breaks the Internet, but it doesn't bother me too much. And I also love the after credit scene with Olaf, Marshmallow, and the Snowgeese. That was just too adorable. I love Marshmallow and the Snowgeese so much, and I love how they acknowledge them. Like, that's just adorable to me. But yeah, guys, those were my thoughts on Frozen 2. Like I said, I really enjoyed the movie. I just think the plot should have gone through the ringer at least one more time. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I post videos anytime I get the chance, which clearly isn't at this very moment since I've been gone for nearly a month now and some of y'all are getting kind of angsty. But when you have when you have nothing but art classes and film classes, you don't have finals. We have final projects, which take up a lot more time than just some shitty test. But anyways, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, DLive, because I'm hoping to start streaming again when I pick up a drawing tablet, maybe Photoshop tomorrow on Black Friday. So with that, have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.